don't. I don't know what's my problem with psychology, honestly, but I just think it's such a fucking pseudoscience, and it's been like 3 decades at least since Freud was, turned to shreds by all the science. He had no basis, he had no fucking anything. And I think dream interpretation is impossible. I mean, I am definitely convinced that, the dreams we have some connections with what we think in our subconscious and shit, but I don't think anybody could possibly interpret that. To me, it's fucking impossible. It's ridiculous, not only impossible.
Well, I think you can extract themes, I mean, I think you can extract some indication of what you fear. The broad outlines of your psychology, I think, will be revealed in dreams. So I think that it's definitely there. I mean, your brain is using what it's got. It's using the material that is your subconscious to create these dreams. And if you think about the purpose of dreams, evolutionarily, you would figure that the dreams were intended to be life practice, that they were intended to make good use of your downtime. So now instead of your downtime just being dead time, you would be life practice. And so there'd be some point in your dreams creating new experience, unique circumstances, but to optimize the value of it, it would use things that are going to be part of your real fear life or your real passion life. So I mean, those things, your ego and it's going to bleed into those dreams. So I mean, I think you can't get too specific. I mean, there's people who do this numerology shit. There's people who do all kinds of wacky crap. So yeah, when they take it to that extent and they try to drag every nuance, well, that's crap, because the reason why this bottle will be in my dream is because I pointed to this bottle in this video and I made a scene about it. Now there's going to be a bottle in my ass tonight. Well, today. Whatever it's going to, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yes, completely circumstance that'll be in a dream is so circumstantial, and they'll be built out of those elements of circumstance. But the themes, there are, themes that come up a lot. I mean, I have dreams a lot where I don't know what this one exactly means. I've never really tried to, I analyze it and I say, I don't know exactly what this one means, but I have dreams like once a month, and there'll be lions and tigers outside my fucking house. Lions, and they're all over the fucking place. It's like I can't go out of the fucking house because there's goddamn lions and tigers in my fucking yard. And I don't know what the fuck that means. And I'm scared shitless. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? I can't get any food, I can't do anything. There's fucking lions and tigers out there. And it's like, I like lions and tigers, and I'm like, why are they this threat to me? Why are they in my fucking yard?
The thing with dream interpretation, I mean, I was, watching some stuff about it and reading about it, and I just came to this conclusion that there are the people who have no training in psychology and just think of themselves as being, this authority on the issue and start interpreting you, and they come up with these conclusions. And then there are the psychologists who never interpret dreams. They only ask you questions. And they do the same when you actually have psychiatrists, when you actually have a problem and go to them. They never give you advice. They only ask you the right questions in such a way that you would kind of start realizing for yourself what you want to do, or you start realizing for yourself what your dream may mean. They simply, take you there. They don't start interpreting what you dream about. Yeah, and somebody said that Freud was only describing it. No, I mean, I had his book for 1 week or so, and I didn't read it all. I only read like a couple chapters and I threw it away because I thought it was so fucking garbage. He was just saying that, if you dream of, lilac flowers, it means that you want to be raped because red is like the symbol of sexuality, and I don't know what is the symbol of violence, so you combine the two and you want to, fuck, it was so fucking annoying.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on what book you read. I mean, I read might have been one of his earlier books, and I thought it was really good. I mean, this was a long time ago, so I don't even remember which book. But, but maybe it's just because I was, more ignorant So I found it interesting just because it was starting to get me to understand, it was just leading me through some sort of psychological principles that I hadn't thought of yet. So maybe it depends on how ignorant you are when you read it, what kind of value you get out of it. So maybe I got value because I was still young enough and ignorant enough, for what he was throwing at me to mean something to me. But yeah, the dream shit, I throw all that out. I throw out I don't even like the terminology that we all started talking about, egos and that kind of thing, because in a way it's reflexes, and reflexes are just conditioning, and I wish there was another mechanism that we were using to describe the fact that we are reflexive animals. Our psychology is all reflexes, and those reflexes are programmed, and there are themes of programs that run through us based on our life experience, and those things are just mental reflexes that we get caught up in, and that's how you get a compulsive disorder. That's how you get phobic disorders like I have, and all different, because of these bad reflexes.
And I don't really have
can I tell you something? Hey, but look, what are you talking about posting it?
That was cute. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with psychologists, and it just depends on how, their approach. Like I said, when they try to actually help you and try to make you realize what's going on with you, and so, that's okay. But when they just start drawing conclusions, I think that's total bullshit. There is no way they could fucking know. It's like, I would say that I don't like psychology, right? And then here comes this guy who says, well, I think you have a problem with psychology because in your childhood you were abused by psychologists. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, everything, as soon as something gets tainted, too, by overuse. It's like my problem with quantum. As soon as I hear the word quantum, it's ruined for me, okay? Because of all these goddamn phantasmagorical quantum jackass physicists out there. They get these big fat degrees and they're talking complete babble, and you're just like, this is so frustrating. But there's nothing wrong with quantum. There's nothing wrong with quantum mechanics. There's just something wrong with how people are applying it and what they're extrapolating from it. And so that's sort of like where we could agree is that, there's value in understanding psychology, okay, that we have running themes in our psychology. There is a lot we can know about how the puzzle fits together. But yeah, these jackasses doing numerology and calling it psychology really piss me off likewise.
I think your example is quite nice. I agree with the idea of trying to understand psychology, just like I am all for the idea of trying to understand and figure out quantum mechanics. But once you start interpreting that based on nothing except your gut and your personal experience and shit, that turns into bullshit and pseudoscience, and I see no value in that.
And rationalizations. You got to admit that most of these people usually have some sort of motive. They're trying to do the Professor Anton thing or some other thing. They want to try to make it into Gaia, or they want to make it into a validation of some sort of deviant behavior, or, they're always trying, they're trying to defend their own foot fetish, and so they come up with a whole bizarre theory just because they're trying to come up with a rationalization for their own behavior. Like, who knows what kind of pervert Freud was, and how much of what he wrote was just a rationalization for his own perversion. An excuse, some sort of more elaborate defense of his own nonsense, or his own fantasies.
Yeah, that's true. That he's the guy who came up with this idea that female orgasms is, two different types, the clitoral one and the the vagina thing, and it has been proven that it's bullshit just because the clitoris extends inside the vagina, which nobody knew until I don't know, some 10 years ago, so you can really make a difference. But he was saying this, I was reading about it, and he said that, the clitorian orgasm is just something that relates to, some kind of childhood play, but the real one is the one made by the penis, he just revolves all the sexuality around the penis, that is like the source for female pleasure, and is like the only thing that counts, and anything besides that is just child play. And most of his shit comes from this idea that the man, and especially the man penis, is at the base of anything,
Well, and it's just that, it's also, I think, an effort to somehow normalize sexuality between men and women and try to come up with some mechanism that equalizes the experience. And that's sort of the bullshit, too. Obviously, in nature, the male and female have different interests biologically. The egg and the sperm have different missions and, different agendae. And, women are going to derive their satisfaction through a whole different kind of a mechanism, and even their orgasm is built out of a different kind of muscle stimulation, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's a shudder. It's not a pump. It's these are different instruments, and they're triggered by different interests. Obviously, a man's interest is short term. Once he's in, spill the shit, get the job done. That's the incentive. And for the woman, it's keep that asshole attached to you. Keep that asshole around so the Tyrannosaurus eats him before it eats you. I'm using that as an example. I know people weren't around when Tyrannosauruses were around, but, same difference.
I'm going to have to go to get ready for work. But yeah, see you next week.
Thank you. It was nice to see you. I was really deprivated last week. I was like, it's no good. It's a long, brutal night.
Well, I had the blog TV thing, and after that, I kept on talking with that chick, with Completely Lovely, and with some other people, and it turned out to be like 5 in the morning, and then I said, I'll just wait a couple hours because you open Stickam at 7 in the morning my time. I'll just wait a couple more hours, and when it was about, 6:30, I was just so fucking tired and so sleepy. I'm gonna sleep for like 2 or 3 hours, and I was like in a coma for, 12 fucking hours.
Yeah, that's some plan you have. You do a 15-minute blog TV, and then you talk to the chick for an hour and a half or 3 hours or whatever. You girls don't know how to do it right. It was that conversation you should have had on Blog TV. It's probably all full of love and such. Yes. But anyway, have a good day, blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much.
You too, bye-bye.
And such. I always like the exhale. That was good. Yeah. Got my Karina fix. I'm all glowy. Anyway, so I have to go back to conversation with you shitheads, I guess. There's nobody left though. Everybody's dead. Damn. Well, I'll be back shortly. I have to go get some coffee. I'll put in another few minutes and such. We all want to have sex with her. Yes, this is probably true. It's probably a Freudian thing or something. Yeah, right. Yeah, we all want to have sex with a hot chick. Yeah. No surprise there.